and welcome. Let's speak a little bit about freedom. Now, freedom is unconditional. Freedom is not something that can be confined in anything. If it could be confined or boxed or deemed as an entity or as a state, would that be freedom? Freedom is not a state. Freedom is not an event. Freedom is not a perception or a view or something that has to be gained or achieved. Freedom does not have cause and effect. Freedom cannot be boxed. It cannot be, it's not something that, oh, if I think like this, it is freedom, or if I'm in this state, then it is freedom. When I lose the me, then there will be freedom. Freedom is not an opposition to bondage. That is not freedom. Then there would be this is freedom boxed, and this is bondage. So this is also boxed. That's not freedom. Freedom is unconditional. Freedom cannot be had. Freedom cannot be given. Freedom cannot be bestowed on someone. Freedom cannot be understood. Freedom cannot be, it's not ignorance where then now there will be awakening, or it's not like it's dark and now that the light will be switched on and there will be freedom in that case. Or neither is it some spiritual attainment like, oh, the samadhi is freedom. No, freedom is unconditional. Freedom is something that apparently embraces everything and appears as that. It can also appear as the illusion, and that is complete freedom. And it's not like, oh, there is no me, so but when the me appears such a thing happens, and when the me does not appear such a thing, that's also boxing of freedom. That is confining freedom. So, and if it is confined, is it freedom? Any confinement into even known unknown, or to losing it, to it appearing disappearing, any kind of confinement is not freedom. Freedom is unconditional. Freedom cannot be bound in cause and effect also. Again, to this, so if I do this, then there will be freedom. Or if I don't do this, there will be no freedom. So that is not freedom. Freedom cannot be boxed, it cannot be confined. Freedom is simply freedom. It is. It cannot be known, it cannot be unknown, it cannot be got, it cannot be lost. You cannot lose something and then get freedom. Freedom is not a state. Freedom is not an entity, it's not a perception, it's not a view. Or, oh, when there will be awakening, then there will be freedom. When the me somehow disappears, then there will be freedom. No, freedom is this. It's this. And freedom is not being done by someone. It's not that, oh, there is a higher power or there is some formlessness which is separate from form, which implies freedom, but this is not freedom. Freedom is everything. It is the appearance of everything, and yet it is untouched. It is nothing. It is, it cannot be defined. It is ineffable. It is, freedom is this boundlessness that can appear bound. Freedom is that flavor which can never be spoken of, because it cannot be confined in a flavor as well, or a taste. Or freedom is simply freedom. It's unconditional, nothing. That is why the word neti neti sometimes makes a lot of sense. Sometimes, of course, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, because it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. Where do you put the finger that this is freedom, this is freedom? No, it's not. It's not that this is freedom, this is free. It's simply unconditional, simply ineffable. Even the apparent wanting of freedom is freedom. So all this sometimes that, oh, when there is no me, then this will happen and then there will be freedom, is also, or when there is no bondage, that is also the dual dream, that when there is no me, then there will be freedom. That is also the dual dream, because freedom cannot be confined. It is not conditional, that, oh, by something, if it falls away. Nothing falls away. There is nothing there to fall away. There, an illusion is not an entity. And why it is so, that cannot be known, because there is nothing separate there to know this freedom, to know this. There is no formlessness sitting separate, applying freedom. There is no power doing freedom. Freedom is simply unconditional. And it's too alive, too alive to be spoken of. It's this. It's unconditional freedom. Unconditional enough to appear as a dual dream. Why? No one to know. This is freedom. This. Thank you.